The reason most men struggle to lose belly fat is normally one of two reasons. They lack consistency and discipline, or they're not tracking their calories. It's normally one or the other, right? Because when it comes to fitness, it's a journey. There's no shortcuts. You can't cheat fitness. That's one thing you cannot cheat is fitness, right? So you need consistency and you need discipline. Most people will start after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even they might make it to 4 weeks. And then what do? They give up, right? And then they go back to eating their chocolate crisps, sweets, you know, all the bad stuff which we all love, right? Because at the end of the day, we know it tastes good, but they make this food addictive on purpose. Like there's literally people that design these foods to make them addictive for you to constantly eat them, which is why people are addicted to them. Like forget about drug dealers selling all sorts of stuff. Food is one of the most addictive substances known to man, hands down. You know, that's why in a lot of these countries, everyone is obese. You look around, if you just walk down the street, you will see how many people are out of shape, have a beer belly, have a gut. So many people are out of shape. There are not many people nowadays that are actually lean, right? And that is why when you get lean, you become a rarity. You are rare because not many people are lean, right? So you need that consistency, you need that discipline because it is going to take time and you just have to realize that, okay, this is going to take time. I'm going to be patient, I'm going to wait it out, and I'm going to just enjoy the journey because the journey is part and parcel of it. Yeah, it is literally part and parcel of it. There's no getting around it. There's no cheat codes. Yeah, you can you a lot of guys fail because what happens is they say, "Oh, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds in like 8 weeks," and that's not the way to go about it because you're gonna slash your calories really hard. You're gonna go from like eating 3,500 calories to 1,500, and it's not going to be sustainable. You're not going to be able to sustain it. You're going to feel like trash, and what's going to happen? You're going to rebound and go back to your old habits. So that is not the way to go about it. Slow and steady wins the race. Yes, it takes time, but the reward is worth it, you know, because getting lean changes your life. You get so much more respect from people in general, men and women, you know, because people know how much effort, how much consistency, how much discipline it takes to get in shape and stay in shape. Not many people have the mindset for it, which is why it's so rewarding, right? So you need that discipline. You need to, like I said, you need a mindset shift. You have to rewire your brain, right? And the second point is tracking calories. You need to track your calories. If you don't track your calories, you don't know how much food you're consuming, so you don't even know if you're in a deficit or not. A lot of people say, oh, I don't need to track my calories. You only need to track your calories if you're doing a competition, if you're competing. Like, that is the most nonsense I've ever heard. You need to track your calories, right? Unless you've been dieting for a very long time and you can eyeball food very, very well, you need to track your food. If you want to lose weight and you want to make sure you're losing weight, you need to track your calories to make sure you're in a deficit. You have to. Because like I said, some people will say, oh, I can't be asked to track my food. Then you're already set up for failure. If you don't want to track your food, something that takes as little as 5-10 minutes, not even that. You know, all you have to do is get a scale out, weigh your food before you cook it, know how much you're consuming, and it's done. right? It doesn't take long to do these things, but people are just so lazy, they don't even weigh something. They don't even want to weigh their food. They don't want to track their calories. And like I said, if you don't want to do these things, you're already set up for failure. So you need to put these things in place to be able to obtain an aesthetic physique. Because without these things in place, you're not going to obtain an aesthetic physique. You're going to start and then you're going to stop and you're going to go back to your old ways. And that's normally how it plans out for the average man, right? Because the average man doesn't track his calories. He goes out on the weekend drinking, eating takeaways, not caring about what food he's putting in his mouth, which is why he looks the way he does. You know, so you need a structured plan, right? You need a plan. And you need to look at what you're eating, and you really need to analyze what food you're putting into your mouth. Because if you're not eating whole foods and you're just, you're eating Doritos and cakes and cookies and things like this, then you look the way you look because of what you're eating. It's pretty simple, right? It's not, like I said, it's not rocket science when it comes to fitness, health, nutrition. Yeah, a lot of people know the right foods to eat, but they just don't. And then they wonder why they look the way they look, because of what they're consuming. So stay locked in, track your calories, and make sure you're disciplined.